Good evening, everyone. My name is Jahnavi Utukuri. I'm the presiding officer. I'm also the president of TIC Toastmasters Club. I welcome all of our fellow Toastmasters, guest Toastmasters, and guests tonight. I know we started about 10 minutes late because we wanted to make sure all of our guests' technical issues were resolved. But I do welcome all of you, and I'm so excited to have yet again a full agenda. We have an exciting meeting ahead, and without any further delay, I would like to just jump into the meeting. Besides being the besides being the president of TIC Toastmasters Club, I'm also this evening's Toastmaster, and I will go through the agenda to make sure everyone knows what their role is tonight. I would like to bring up first our timer, who's Nazgol, who will go through the timing for the various sections in the meeting. Nazgol, if you can unmute yourself and go through the timing, I would really appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I have not been in the meetings for a very long time. Was traveling, but I am back and excited to be back and see some familiar faces and so many new faces. So good to be back. I'll be timing. This is my first time being a timer, so I'll be timing the speeches. I think in general, it's 5 to 7 minutes for the speeches, correct? I have to look at the agenda. I don't have the agenda right in front of me.
So we do have an icebreaker speech, Nazgol, so that'll be 4 to 6 minutes. Yes.
So 4 to 6 minutes, and then 5 to 7 for the other two speeches. I have to go grab my colors, but it would be when you're at 5, it would 5 or 4, it's green. Then you go to 5 or 6, it's yellow, and 6 or 7, it will be red. Bathsheba, you gave me numbers, and I want to make sure I got it. So, did I make a mistake?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And then for
go ahead.
For the final session, when we are doing the table topics, is that 1 minute?
1 to 2 minutes.
1 to 2 minutes. So 1 minute is green, 1 minute and 30 seconds is yellow, and 2 minutes is red. Giuseppe, did I do it right? Because I know you're a timer master, so I don't want to take over the numbers either.
No, you did it right. And then for evaluations?
Am I done?
No. Okay, so for evaluations, it's 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, sorry. I totally forgot that part. Thank you. I will eventually get the timing down right. But for evaluation, 2 to 3 minutes per evaluator, correct? Okay, great. Thank you. I'll be doing the timing for everyone.
Okay, Nazgol, before you move forward, I just wanted to let you know that my speech today is 2 to 3 minutes.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Nazgol. I would now like to bring up our counter / word master, who is going to be Fracisco. Fracisco is one of our newest members, and he's also given his icebreaker at the last meeting. So I'm really excited to see him taking on roles at every meeting. So Fracisco, when you're ready, unmute yourself and go ahead with your role.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for the introduction. I'm going to be today the I'll counter. So that means that I will be counting words or sounds that are used as a crutch in a speech by any of the speakers. And also I will be providing the word of the day. And the word of the day today, in following with previous sessions, will be Germanized. Gormandize. That means to eat greedily and it's a word from French origin that stands for gluten. So to give you an example, I came into my house and walked into the kitchen to find that my cat was Germanizing on my turkey for Christmas. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Fracisco. That's a very interesting word. I've never heard of it. I would really appreciate it if you can type in the chat so that we can all try to use the word in our speeches. Next up is speech tip of the day / joke master. And that role is being filled by our guest Toastmaster today, Miss Tanya Johnson. Tanya, when you're ready, please unmute and you can go ahead.
Hi, my name is Tanya Johnson, and I am your joke master for today. Thank you very much, Jahnavi. Very nice to meet everyone. As a joke master, which I'm also doing it for the first time because I've never heard of the joke master, I will be providing a speech tip. I'll describe the tip of the day, and I will tell you why it's important for speakers. I'll also provide some examples for you as a joke master. And if I can fit it in, if you haven't already laughed at how I look, then that's not a joke. I'll try to add something more, but right now, this is all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Did you also give the speech tip of the day, Tanya? I missed that.
Did I give what?
The speech tip?
Oh, am I supposed to do that now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and so this is my 3 minutes to give you the speech tip of the day?
Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you. Again, I've never done this, so let me share my screen if it's okay by you. Let me know if you're able to see my slides. Excellent. My name is Tanya Johnson, as I said, but all my friends call me TJ, as Bathsheba and Kerbis know. So please call me TJ, and I'm really proud to be your joke master. My tip of the day, how do you find the funny for yourself? And by the way, I like the way we started off because my funny today was, oh, you don't know me? No worries. I'm with Bathsheba. So, it couldn't have been a better start to my tip for today. How do you begin? So you have a speech. Oh my goodness, where, how, who, what do I do? Well, here's TJ's top tips for adding the fun into your speech. Funniness or having jokes is a mindset. Hey, life is funny. Just breathe into that. Life is funny in itself. You don't even have to stretch yourself too far. Simply tell stories, not jokes. If you talk about your life in your speech, trust me, there will be some fun in there. Brevity is also key. Brevity means it is the soul of wit. Don't tell a long story, joke story, or funny story in your speech. Keep it short and funny. If you like, keep a little funny file of little tiny tips that you have that you want to say in your speech. And most importantly, my fellow Toastmasters, keep it real, baby. Keep it real. Just do you. Lastly, I'll close by saying, definitely be free to laugh at yourself. And don't forget this funny face to remind you what to do in your speeches. Thank you. I'll stop sharing at this point.
Thank you for that delightful joke and also speech tip. I totally agree with you, Tanya. I think self-deprecating humor and stories from one's life always make speeches more entertaining. Now we will go into the prepared speeches portion of the evening. Our first speaker tonight is Marissa. She's also one of our new members. I'm so excited. She's finally giving her icebreaker. She's working from the Presentation Mastery Level 1 Icebreaker, 4 to 6 minutes. The title of her speech is My Struggle to Pick an Icebreaker Topic. Now, before Marissa presents her speech, I would like the evaluator to read the objectives, and then Marissa, you can begin your speech. I believe the evaluator is Zachary Auslander.
That is true. That is me, and I believe that I'm not on mute. I can hear my own voice, and I'm not getting funny faces up from the video. For the icebreaker, the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Auslander. Marissa, just give a thumbs up when you're ready, and the timer, who is Nazgol, will begin timing your speech.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Tonight, I will be talking about my struggle to pick an icebreaker topic. Initially, my mind went completely blank, as happens when I get nervous about public speaking. What is it exactly that I want to express to all of you about myself? Ideas for topics and titles started to come to me at various times. For instance, while I was in the shower, the positive influence of my older sister, or while I was preparing a meal, why I love cooking, or when I was sitting on a park bench staring at the Hudson River, how I met my husband. Other ideas popped into my head while I was walking my very enthusiastic, very large puppy dog, a rescue lab Dalmatian mix that I adopted last summer. My adventures with Winnie and how I came to own and love her. When I can't fall asleep, I think about my son and his struggles with addiction and mental illness, and my own struggle to cope and understand. My years in self-help groups, starting with my husband's alcoholism, how little I knew about that subject when I met him at age 21, and how much I've learned since then. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I think of my husband and how our mutual interest in type, design, and printing led to the creation of our business that we loved and ran for 35 years. I also think about our experience with the visiting nurse service of New York's home hospice. My husband, Dennis, was 27 years sober when he passed away from colon cancer at age 64, 11 years ago. Other times, when I'm driving back and forth from my weekend home upstate, I think about city life versus country life. That could be an interesting topic. After all these thoughts, I came to realize just how tough a question this is for me. What is it that I want to say about myself? To pick one of the many experiences I've had throughout my life, my head was spinning. I consulted Bathsheba and Jahnavi, and they were both incredibly helpful in giving me ways to think about choosing a topic. Weeks later, after more thoughts on many more topics, my college dropout years, living in Tucson, Arizona, my parents, my stepchildren, biking through Europe, my travels in India, movies I love. My topic finally dawned on me while swimming in the lake near my home. It was the sudden realization that my difficulty in choosing a topic was my topic, including the underlying fear of memorizing and speaking seemingly extemporaneously, which I also realized was holding me back. However, like most struggles, and after so much thought, the only thing that actually solves the struggle is taking concrete actions. I wrote up my speech, edited and practiced it many times, once again sought help from Jahnavi and Bathsheba, and made the commitment by signing up for my icebreaker on tonight's agenda. Not only did I finally make this breakthrough, I now also have a long list of topics to elaborate on for my follow-up speeches to come. But perhaps even more importantly, throughout this process, I've gained an incredibly supportive group of Toastmaster members to help guide my way. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
That was a wonderful speech, Marissa. I can't believe that was your icebreaker. I'm so excited, and I look forward to your future speeches now that you have so many topics. Miss Timer, I would like you to put 1 minute on the clock so that our guests and Toastmasters could share some feedback with Marissa through the chat. You can send as a private message or for everyone to see.
One minute's up.
Thank you, Ms. Nazgol. Our next speaker and last speaker for today is Bathsheba. Bathsheba is also our Vice President of Education, so I wonder what she's going to share with us. She's working from the Motivational Strategies pathway, Level 4, writing a compelling blog. Her speech time length is 2 to 3 minutes. And the title of her speech is Blogging is Magical. Yes, Bathsheba, blogging is magical. From a fellow blogger. I agree with you. I would like her speech evaluator, Maya, to read the speech objectives before Bathsheba presents her speech.
Thank you, Jahnavi. Good evening, all. Bathsheba's mission will be delivering a well-organized speech about the process and some aspect of her experience writing and developing this blog. And I look forward to hearing about it. Good luck, Bathsheba. Back to you, Jahnavi.
Thank you, Maya, for reading the speech objectives. Bathsheba, when you're ready to go, just give a thumbs up so that Nazgol can start timing you.
First, can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, Nazgul, you can start timing me now. Good afternoon, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome, honored guests. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I almost quit Toastmasters. I'm on level 4 of motivational strategies. There are 5 levels. That's my path, motivational strategy. What I'm going to try to do right now is share my screen. I don't have that much time. Let me know if you can see my screen. Now, on this screen, you will see electives. When I saw the list of electives, I bolted. For the next 9 months, I did not give a speech. I was done. I thought I was going to quit Toastmasters. Then I joined TIC Toastmasters Group. Our club president, Jahnavi, said, Bathsheba, come on, you got to start giving speeches. I said, yes, but my problem is I don't know how to do a blog. What I do is go to Google Apps, and then you thought, oh my God, just wow. I clicked on it, said create your domain. That means name your blog. Blog Bathsheba is word. You can look it up. It's create your blog below. That's my mind. My head was and now I didn't know what a blog was.
Bathsheba, sorry to interrupt you for a second. Bathsheba, can you hear me? There's some noise breakage on your end. I've received messages. Is it? Is anybody else having the same issue?
Yes, same. I stopped the timer as well, but you're breaking out a lot. I'm having a hard time.
Yeah,
I can hear.
Is it possible for you to restart?
Can you all hear?
No, there is a.
You know what? I'm not going to share my screen. I'm just going to sit down.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I just wanted all of us to be able to hear your speech.
I'm going to start over.
Okay. Are you starting over? So should I retime from the beginning?
Yes, please restart her time because I don't think any of us heard her.
Bathsheba, your voice is
still breaking. Can you hear me now?
It's still breaking up. I'm wondering if it's possible for maybe to call in for this speech.
I'm going to mute myself.
No, there's no sound now.
She's on mute.
I think she's going to try and hopefully call in.
Bathsheba, do you want to use the chat if we're not hearing you? We can't hear. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Great. Okay. This is fire.
There is an echo.
So you need to mute your whatever your video source is to prevent the echo, so that you only have one audio source.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but there is echo, Bathsheba, so I would suggest moving away from your computer into another room so that there's no echo.
Okay, so I'm going to move away from my computer. You know, this is ridiculous because I practice this speech.
So, Bathsheba, I would recommend going into an entirely different room so that we don't hear an echo. So go into an entirely different room and present your speech that way.
Or just
Okay.
log out of Zoom, the video Zoom, turn off the video Zoom, just do the audio and then log back in after. Sorry, I know we're not going to get to see you unless you put it on your phone.
Okay. How about now? Echo.
There's no echo, but you're breaking. It seems still breaking up, unless it's only me.
Can you hear?
You're doing excellent, Bathsheba. Wonderful job. I think you just need to go into another room and present your speech. It's okay if we can't see anything. We can envision everything. So great job. You just have to go into another room.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. All right, good. All right. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome, honored guests. I just want to tell you something. I almost quit Toastmasters. I got to level 4 of 5 levels of motivational strategies, which is my path. As soon as I saw the electives, that was it for me. I was done. For the next 9 months, I took every single role on the agenda except prepared speaker. Then I joined TIC Toastmasters. Our club president, Jahnavi, said, Bathsheba, come on, you're the VP of E. You have got to start giving speeches. I said, I know, but I'm worried. I want to create a compelling blog, but I don't know how. She said, go to Google. You have a Google account. I went to Google. I looked through the Google apps. I scrolled down, then I saw Blogger, and it was super easy. It said, create a domain name. I did. My domain name is Bathsheba is retired. Okay, great. Next it said, create a blog. And that's when my head exploded because I thought, I didn't know what a blog was. A blog is an online tool or website that you can use to journal. That's basically it. You're journaling. My first post was about losing my job. I'd worked at this company for 20 years, and I thought I was angry and upset. The job said either take a new job or get a job outside of the company, and here's a bunch of money. I realized that I didn't want to take a new job in a company. I was done. I didn't like the way my job was moving forward. I was glad they eliminated it. I took the money, but I also went through door number 3. I decided to retire early. Retiring early left me with a dilemma. I didn't have a purpose. By blogging, I realized that I needed to create something else for me to do. And that something else was learning how to swim, learning how to skate, learning how to drive to get to the skating and the swimming. Blogging helped me map all of that for myself. I would encourage each and every one of you to open up a blog. It's magical. It's like therapy. You don't have to ask your friends to listen to you. You can vent in your blog and then move forward. Blogging is magical. You know how Dumbledore in Harry Potter takes his wand and he pulls thoughts out and he puts it in a pensive? That is exactly what blogging is. When you have something on your mind, you put it in the blog and you keep it moving. Open a blog today. You'll thank me tomorrow. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
Awesome job, Bathsheba, and I'm so glad we were able to overcome your technical issues for you to present this speech. Timer, please put 1 minute on the clock for all of us to share our feedback with Bathsheba. 1 minute on the clock for all of us to share our feedback. For all of us to share.
That's fair.
Sorry, everyone, 1 minute is up.
Thank you, Ms. Timer. That concludes our prepared speeches session for this evening. Now we move on to one of my favorite sections, which is called Table Topics. And to present the table topic tonight is another one of our new members, Michael Lau. Michael, you may begin when you're ready.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm delighted to be your topics master tonight. Table Topics gives everyone an opportunity to work on speaking off the cuff or speaking extemporaneously. Each volunteer will have 1 to 2 minutes to answer the questions based on the Table Topics theme. Tonight's Table Topics are based on the You Know game. The questions are about communication, confidence, reflection, and self-esteem. So, for the first question, do we have any, let me read it out and then choose a volunteer or have somebody volunteer. So, would you rather go without seeing friends for a year or have no electricity for a year? Does anybody want to volunteer for that?
Kerbis volunteered, Mr. Topics Master.
Oh, Kerb, thank you.
So Kerbis, yes, unmute yourself and then answer.
You guys hear me?
Yes.
So that was a wonderful question. Would I actually, do I choose to not be with friends or have electricity? I choose actually, well, not be with friends. Only because, I mean, we have to live with electricity. I have children. I think of my family. I have an elderly uncle that lives with us that needs oxygen and needs all the stuff that you can imagine. So if it's to save lives of my family member and for us to be able to have heat, to be able to have a livelihood, which is right now, engage at work, engage in Toastmasters, we need electricity for that. So for that, I'd rather sacrifice not speaking to my friends for a year or so, and I welcome having electricity for the benefit of my family and for my job. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so for the next question, would you rather be tired but look great or look sleepy but feel rested? Tanya?
Yes, I would like that question because it relates so well to my life. Would I rather be tired but look great or look like I look right now maybe? And I definitely choose the latter. There's no doubt that I would rather feel rested and energized. And I don't care if I look like this. I don't care if my hair goes this way or that way. No problem, because it's all about health and wellness. And to me, as a society, we're so consumed with the external. I'm all about that internal, baby. Come at me real, come at me authentic, bring me your authentic self. I'm all over that. It's a very simple question for me. I would much rather feel rested, and you know what? I think I would gourmandize on rest and relaxation. Gourmandize. I would gourmandize on rest and relaxation over external experience and feel just fine, baby. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya. All right. The next question. Would you rather be able to replay happy times or be able to fast forward sad times? Fracisco?
Oh, thank you, Table Topic Master, for the opportunity. Between choosing to speed up sad times or repeat good past times, I would rather the first choice, which is to
replay happy times.
Or fast forward bad times, because bad times have, by its nature, the tendency to make you feel that they are forever. You're stuck in a conundrum oftentimes, and gives you the impression that time is dragging by itself. So it's best to speed through those than to constantly be repeating good times. Thank you.
Thank you, Fracisco. And I agree with you. When you're going through a sad time, it always feels like it's never ending.
Thank you.
Okay. So for the next question, would you rather be able to speak with animals or play video games for a living? Eileen?
Thank you for the question. This is a no-brainer for me. It's not even a contest. And people that know me, like Zach and Marissa, and I'm guessing Bathsheba, though I don't see her photo, are smiling because they know the answer is that I would want to talk to animals. I do not play video games. I do not want to play video games. If it had been trivia questions, playing trivia online versus talking to animals, that might have been a little bit tighter of a contest. But I'm all about the animals. I seemingly am incapable of walking past a dog on the street without saying, "Hi, puppy." And the owners sometimes just want it to keep walking and get the walk over with and aren't too thrilled with my thing. My cat just made a cameo behind me, completely unbidden, because I couldn't ask him to come even if I wanted to. But there he is. And I would love to be able to talk with my cat and find out exactly what it is he's thinking, and he can communicate with me, although most of the time it's like, "Where's my food? Where's my food? Where's my food? Get out of my way. I want to sit there. Where's my food?" But I would want to talk to the birds in the park. I would want to talk to all the animals. So not even close. And the cat is Luciano. This is his Toastmaster debut in this club, as it is mine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eileen. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I would love to be able to talk to animals. All right, for the next question. Would you rather have 2 Christmases every year or 2 birthdays every year? Giuseppe.
Thank you, Table Topics Master. Well, I will say that when I was young, I would rather have 2 birthdays per year. But now that I got to a certain age, I would rather have 2 Christmas per year. The reason is because, look, after 50s, you don't want to cut to hundreds so fast. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Giuseppe. Wow, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. You celebrate twice a year. All right.
That's just observing your birthday. That's
yeah, it depends on how you look at it, right? Yeah. All right. Would you rather spend all day with 10 of your friends or spend all day with one of your friends? Any volunteers on this one? Jahnavi?
I'll take the question. Would I rather spend all day with 10 of my friends or all day with one of my friends? It's really hard, but I think I will take all day with 10 of my friends. And the reason I choose that is because I love group activities and I like mixing all my friends together because I want them to all meet each other. And through my life, I've always made it a point to do that because I think it's important to network, it's important to connect with one another. And I would try to pick an activity that I think everyone would enjoy, something like apple picking or wine tasting. And that way we can all learn about each other and grow our friendships. Back to you, Topics Master.
Thank you. Thank you, Jahnavi. Yeah, I would like to spend more time with the more the merrier, right? All right, for the next question, would you rather not be able to read or not be able to play sports? Nazgol?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Toastmaster. That is the lazy me actually loves that question. Of course, I would love not to play any sport. I'll give it all up if you say I don't even have to run or exercise. All done, all yours. But all joking aside, and not considering the health aspect, I can't imagine my life without reading. I think books bring such an amazing depth of life, stories and dimensions to our life. It gets me to travel to places I've never been. It helps me to expand my imagination, connect with things that I wouldn't have known, and lose myself in other people's stories. So losing the ability to read would be much more painful than the ability to just walk out and play sport. Back to you, Mr. Table Topic Toastmaster.
Thank you, Nazgol. I guess you're the person I should go to if I ever want to ask what's a good book to read. For the next table topics question, would you rather disappear when you shut your eyes or move things with your mind? Any takers? Anybody who hasn't gone yet? Zach.
Thank you. Table Topics Master. The question is, would I rather be able to disappear or make things move with my mind? And I would rather make things move with my mind because that would also give me the benefit. If I move enough things around, I could then disappear behind those objects that I move. I could construct buildings. I could make a car and drive away. I could print bills that would be legal tender, not counterfeit. I could do anything that I want, just moving that around, being able to move things around. I'm looking at it, complete power here. Being able to disappear is just a short-term solution, but this way I would have the benefits of both worlds with that, with a little ingenuity. I'm factoring that in, that I would be able to somehow increase my IQ by doubling it so that I'd be able to create all these different items. And with that, thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you, everybody, for participating tonight.
We still have time.
Oh, we still have time?
We have a ton of time. So please call in as many people.
Okay.
Nobody escapes tonight. So if you haven't answered a question, here's your time to shine. So Michael, start calling on people.
Okay. Yeah, I thought we were short on time, so I just wanted to...
we still have half an hour.
Okay. So, a few more of that. Would you rather have $1,000 to go shopping or have a secret hideaway? Anybody? Marissa, thank you.
Yeah, I'll take it. Well, I definitely would rather a secret hideaway. I don't know what I would do with $1,000. Comes and goes too fast. I do have a weekend home already, and I do hide away up here. But my dream vacation has always been to rent one of these beach bungalows in the Caribbean somewhere and stay on it and just wake up to sunrise, see sunset, if you could see both. Some places you can see both. And relax and just feel calm and not have any worries. And that would be much better than $1,000 anything. I'm not too materialistic, so definitely a secret hideaway, which I have to say I sort of have, but I'd like a different one. Who wouldn't? I'd try something in a foreign place. Always a beach, though. Any beach. In fact, going to beaches around the world would be a wonderful thing to do. Anyway, that's my answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Marissa. So, for the next question, would you rather all your friends be better looking or all your friends to be smarter than you? It's a tough one. Anybody want to volunteer? Fracisco?
Yes. Hi. Thank you to Table Topic Master for the opportunity. Between choosing friends that are good looking or friends that are smart, give me the good looking ones, because smartness does not necessarily translate to kindness, nor to sense of humor, not to other positive qualities. While pretty people pull other people. So in case of a problem, that's when you want. I would rather have pretty people around me because they will help me as opposed to smart people that will find to have the cunning to now help when they need it or to avoid problems when they come. Thank you. And back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Francesco. All right, let's get a few more here. All right. Would you rather know when you will get married or know when you are going to pass away? I didn't write this.
Okay, Mr. Topic Master, I'm going
Yes.
to help you call on people because we have some shy people in our meeting today. So let's see. I'm going to call on Maya.
Thank you, Jahnavi. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Michael, as well. The question is whether I would want to know when I get married or whether I would pass away. And if it's not too sentimental or whatever, I think I would go with the first answer. It's when I would get married and when another life could begin for me. I would just see myself as the fact as really gormandizing another aspect of life that I may not otherwise know, and realize and learn what marriage is, what kind of thing it is. That is something I want to know, rather than passing away and just leaving whatever I am, whatever my essence behind as I transfer elsewhere. In conclusion, I will want to live my life the best as I can, hopefully in a sentimental way in a married life, and wanting to know when that would be. I would much prefer that than knowing when I would pass away. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Maya. Yeah, I agree with you. I think I would want to know something positive that's going to happen. All right. So, for the next question, would you rather your friends always know where you are or your friends know everything you have said?
Let's have Lisa. Lisa, if you could unmute yourself and answer the question, if you're still with us. Lisa? I guess she's not. Okay, let's try, who else is here? Bathsheba, do you want to try that question?
Which one?
No, Bathsheba, who is our Vice President of Education. I feel like I'm playing Russian roulette here. Is she still here? Is she on the call? Okay.
She did have bad connection, so I don't know if that's...
Oh, okay. Let's try Christine. Christina, are you still with us? What's going on? Okay. Well, anybody who's on the call and can hear Michael, would you like to try that question?
Can Michael repeat the question, please?
Sure. Would you rather your friends always know where you are, or would you rather your friends know everything you have said?
I'd like to take that question, Michael. Topic Master Michael, if that's okay.
You're very welcome to it.
Thank you. I would rather have my friends always know where I am as opposed to always know what I say. Especially as a young person growing up, I've said some wild things I wouldn't want them to necessarily know about. And as I've grown more mature, more educated, social intelligence and empathy has grown. So let's put it that way. So at least knowing where I am at every moment, that's fine by me, because then my husband used to say I could get lost in my own house. I could get lost. I'll go run for a 5K and I will get lost on the 5K despite all the directions. They laugh at me at my work because TJ will always get lost on the 5K. One time I was in Puerto Rico or California, I forget where the business trip was, and we had a run in the morning. And it was straight up the main avenue and straight back down the main avenue. But somehow I got turned around. And so always knowing where I am is a higher priority for me than people always knowing what I say. I'd like to also add that by people always knowing what you say, it's so easy to have an emotional reaction when that was not the intent. So you can easily get yourself in a bit of a bind there by people always knowing what you say. I'll leave it at that, and thank you for the wonderful question.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you.
I think every time that I ask that question, most people say or would prefer that their friends always know where they are. All right. Okay, I think that's it for tonight with the table topics. Thank you everybody for participating. It's wonderful hearing from all of you. And with that, I'm going to return the table back to the Toastmasters.
Thank you, Mr. Topics Master. And thank you everyone for participating. I feel like I've learned so much about all of you in all of your table topic speeches. I took copious notes on everybody's answers so I would remember for future. Now we will go on to our evaluation portion of the evening. I think this is also one of the most important segments because it's important for us to know how we did on our speeches. And tonight's general evaluator who's going to go over the evaluations for everyone is Kerbis Tanzer. Kerbis, if you can unmute yourself and introduce your evaluation team.
Hi, thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. Yes, so this is the evaluation part of the evening. I would like to start with our evaluator number 1, Zachary Auslander. Thank you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Marissa gave her icebreaker speech. The icebreaker is the introduction to you. It's the first speech, and typically it's an expression of how we want to introduce ourselves to the club. Marissa took the normal format of talking about one's life and in essence flipped it around. She gave a very different, creative, I would dare to say avant-garde touch to it. Going through the process, the struggle that she went through, trying to put together her speech. And just a little footnote, it reminded me, struck a bell with me, when I was applying for college and I had trouble with writing an essay, and I wrote an essay about writing my essay, and it turned out I didn't get into that college. But I believe that Marissa had better success with her speech. The speech was very interesting. She talked about many different items, which I cannot recite by memory. I remember talking about her son, her husband, the struggles, some challenges with that. Also about her dog, and country life's city life. It was a very, very good speech. In terms of improvements, what I would suggest is looking a little bit more to the camera. She was looking at the camera a lot, but there were times glancing over at her notes, and is a common challenge that we have, also because it covered a lot of territory. And also, it was very good because it was. I mean, this is the good and the bad. Is that it was like there were a lot of teasers. I'd hear something and wait, I want to grab onto that. I want to hear that story. Instead, she's on to the next thing. So there's a lot of opportunity here to hear about Marissa's stories. And obviously, I don't think there's anyone who would not agree with me that she's got a lot of stories to tell from hearing about that. As a challenge, what I recommend for Marissa is that you do 3 of the stories from your icebreaker. You had easily a dozen that were there. But if you use them, just focus on that. Focus on, well, obviously for the speech when it's appropriate. And that will really entertain, for lack of a better word, gourmandize the audience with your story. You did a great job. I know how you were concerned about doing it, and you really have a good presence, good charisma, and thank you very much. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Zachary. Thank you. And now for our second evaluator, Jahnavi Utukuri. Would you like to do your evaluation? Thank you.
Actually, Kerbis, I know my name is on there, but it's Maya Bahl who is the second evaluator. I apologize.
No problem. Maya, would you like to do your evaluation now?
Thank you, Kobe. Good evening, everyone, and especially to Bathsheba. Bathsheba, in her presentation tonight, introduced everyone actually into writing a blog, and that being one of the projects of Toastmasters. Project electives for Toastmasters is to write a compelling blog, at least start the process of doing so. And I did get a chance, the opportunity to read Bathsheba's blog beforehand, and it's wonderful content. It made me using the word of the day, it's colonizing enough, if I may spin it that way, for me to want to know more about Bathsheba and her journey. It's a very interesting take, I would say, to life and how we live it. In a nutshell, it's just Bathsheba's experience as a professional, and then coming out of that professional life and getting used to her new normal. And it brought on so many wonderful themes that I really enjoyed reading about. Firstly, just life outside of a professional 9-to-5 workday. The life of wanting to become better, that being either by skating, by swimming, by learning how to drive. Those small critical moments that's everyone. I think it's a good learning curve for everyone to develop into the better selves. Bathsheba covers this in her blog and so much more. So the content is wonderful, absolutely wonderful and stunning. And if there would be a critique to all of it, I would just say that if it could be more structured and more thematic so that it can really, I'm saying put puns too, but not to be negative and not to be destructive, but just the content can be so much more describing a professional's life from in the workplace to now not in the workplace, and really inspiring all of us, actually, for those of us who find a different life outside the workplace, to inspire us that no, it's not the end, it's only the beginning. to becoming so much more. That's my only critique. And to close it off, I really encourage Bathsheba to continue this wonderful blog, and for all of us also to read about it and learn from Bathsheba, the wonderful life that she's going through. Thank you, and back to you, Kubi.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was great, Maya. Thank you. Next for our, let's see. And now for the timer report, is that what we do next? I'm sorry, is that the timer? The next
Yes.
for our timer report?
Yes, Kerbis. So we still have our timers report and the counter / word of the day reports to go.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes. So the next one is the counter, correct?
Timer and then counter.
Okay. So yes. So our next our timer for today, if Nazgol, Zand, could you please give your timer report?
Yes. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. So the timing for everyone was pretty good, staying on time, and sorry if I missed a few delayed. I got so engaged with the conversation, I missed a few seconds of most of the markers. But as far as general speeches, Marissa, your time was at 4:11. Bathsheba, your time was at 3:07. I recorded the evaluator right after. So Zach, your evaluation was at 3:20, and Maya, your evaluation was at 2:54. As far as the table topics, I'm going to go through the list. Starting with Kerbis, it was 116. Tonya, your first speech was 105. Your second was 139. Fracisco, your first one was at 55 seconds. Your second one at 48 seconds. Eileen, yours was at 136. Giuseppe, yours was at 28 seconds. Short and sweet. Jahnavi, yours was at 101. Mine was at 106. Zach, yours is at 111. Marissa at 1 minute and 16 seconds. And Maya, yours was at 1 minute and 8 seconds. That's it for the timing report. Back to you, Madam Evaluator.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now for our grammarian for the day, Fracisco Diaz, could you please give your report? Thank you.
Today I took the role of the counter and the providing the word of the day. First, as a counter, Tanja Johnson in her first presentation, she used so once and I mean once as well. The next speaker was Marissa Shreb, and she did a flawless presentation. I really did not catch any word used as crutches. The next speaker was Bathsheba Cohen, and also she did a flawless presentation, although she struggled at the beginning, but eventually when she got back to the saddle, she did it flawlessly. Next, Mr. Michael Lau, as an introduction and handling the top masterpiece. He, on one occasion, used one and also used I mean as well as a crush. Next, we had several topic presentations today, and the first one is Kerbis Tanzer, to use two one well and one I mean. The next one was me, and I'm neglected to assign a surrogate for my role, so but I probably did tons of them anyways. The next speaker was Eileen, and she had 3 R's, followed by Giuseppe, who also did flawlessly. The next was Jahnavi Utukuri, who also flawless. Nazgol, one so. Zachary, 1 repeat. Marissa, again, the next as a table topic speech was 1 repeat as well. Maya, in her table topic presentation, she had 2 repeats, and ending with Tanya or TJ, she has 3 so's, 2 repeats, and another 1 or sorry. And that concludes my report on counting. Then the word was Germanized, which is that means to eat greedily. It was used 4 times, 1 by TJ, 1 by Zach, and Maya twice. That word could be because of its difficulty in terms of meaning, but that word ties in with previous topics before that relates to foods. Thanks, and back to you, tabletop Toastmaster.
That was great. And now, as the general evaluator, we started the meeting on time. Everyone did a fantastic job, from our 2 speakers to our table master to our counter and our timer, everyone, and our evaluator. Thank you, Toastmasters. Madam Toastmaster, you did a wonderful job. Everybody did great. Thank you for inviting me, Bathsheba. It was a pleasure to take a role. And now I would like to pass it over to our Madam Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Kerbis, for leading the evaluation team. I just wanted to announce to everyone our Giuseppe had posted the poll, and the results are that Tanya Johnson, you're the winner of our table topics speaking. So congratulations. And
thank you. We've never done that in our Toastmasters, so I might have to bring that, right, Kerbis? We might have to bring that home to Pfizer. Thank you.
I also wanted to thank everyone who participated in table topics today. I think because we had only 2 speakers, we were able to get more than 10 volunteers. And, table topics really gives us the opportunity to speak off the cuff. So I thank all the volunteers, all the people who had roles, as well as our guests today. I hope you had a great time. We have a few minutes left of our meeting, and I didn't get to do this at the beginning of the meeting, so I would like to take the time now is just go through the participants who are here today. Just tell us where you're joining us from. If you're part of a Toastmasters club, which club it is. If you're not part of a club, what brought you here today? So if you could take like a minute or less than a minute to just share with us. So I will go through the list that I have, and if you could take, maybe 30 seconds to introduce yourself, and also if you could share any feedback about the meeting and your experience today would be great. So let's start off.